We are wrecking. We are doing our first Q&A.
Oh.
But I figure we jump straight into the Q&A because we got things to do here in a bit. So you see the flowers there, Valentine's yesterday.
Weekend.
So that means we are recording this on a Saturday. This is coming out tomorrow. Okay, we're gonna get straight into it. And I know the first question by heart. What happened to the old red camera? And I guess I never mentioned that on the vlog. It was in our house in Marbella when we had a break-in with burglars. Leon was 2 weeks old and we were all sleeping, and then the alarm goes off, and long story short, turns out there had been three masked men in the house for 10 minutes because our alarm malfunctioned on one of the doors. One of the doors did not work. They happened to go in through that door. So that what they took was Janni's Hublot watch and the red camera. That is what happened to the red camera. And here is a good one. The second one comes straight to Nette. Is your style makeover inspired by Nette? The hair, the difference in clothes and stuff. I kind of missed the 100% sweatpant look, Jon.
Ha, yeah, so many people think that. I also like the sweat pants look. But what do you have to say?
No, this is Nette inspiring me to not just dress in whatever's the most comfortable. I don't care. Like it's, and also my brother. My brother was kind of like, you're 40 years old, grow the F up. And actually dress like a man. And I think it's actually nice to dress up a bit more, like care a little more, not just be like, oh, so tired for a couple of years. I was just like, I don't care. So now I'm the new 2.0 Jon, more inspired.
Is it me?
No, you pushed zero.
Because you asked me, like, what kind of clothes do you like? Nette, do you like this or do you like this? And then I gave you my response, like, oh, I like this kind of style and this.
We have kind of the same taste, so that works out really well. But I feel much better, because it's kind of like that thing, get up in the morning, get dressed, you feel more on top of your stuff. What was your involvement and the impact on you of the LVMH acquisition of douchebags? Are you now able to pay off the property in Stockholm? Well, the fact that LVMH, for those of you who don't know,
they own all the super
brands
yeah.
In the entire world. It's hard, I can't even mention all of them because I forget. It's Sephora, Rimowa, Gucci.
I think
Dior, well, all of them, basically the dream partner you could possibly have wanting to buy your company. So I had a lovely plan because a lot of people seem to think I sold all my douchebag shares, which is not the case. I sold a lot of them, but I still had enough to where I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to sell that and build dream house, build everything in Stockholm. So that's kind of the plan. And then LVMH came in. It kind of made me not want to. I mean, we were talking about you're like, keep the share.
Yeah, have some patience.
Yeah.
Build the house a little bit later.
Patience has not always been my strong side, but I'm working on it, and I've learned now that investments, they are better the longer you stick with them usually. So yeah, that impacted quite a bit. And now it's still house built on ice a bit, but we also have a couple other income opportunities that could enable the house in the short term. But for now, I try to relax, not stress. And plus we have 2 houses, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's not like you're not staying there 100% of the time, so.
No. And I've got my hands busy with kids and driving back and forth companies. And now the vlog has been stepped up. So yeah, that affected me quite a bit, but in a positive way. Now, Annette. Okay, so
it's so strange to hear you say.
I never ever call her Annette, which is her real name. Her name is Nette. I see a lot of people writing Netta.
Yeah, my name is in Norwegian Annette, international Annette. Swedish, we just say Nette.
Nette, it's cute.
It's like a nickname.
Yeah, but what do you do for a living?
What I do for a living? I do social media.
We are 100% influencer couple.
But I've been doing a lot of different things. But then also when we started dating, we figured out the best way possible we both can travel back and forth. So we're not like in an office from 8 to 5.
Yeah, because you were actually one of the OG bloggers from like way back before, well, the word influencer existed. So we both have been doing it a long time.
17 years.
And then you went back and worked at an office because you're kind of like...
Yeah, I've been trying back and forth doing different things now. But now I only do social media, and I do a bit like freelancing, consulting for another companies also.
And you also have a bachelor in...
Media. Communication. That's what I do for a living.
Yeah, which is...
No, I just look after Jon.
Yeah, well, that's part-time job.
Making sure you sleep, eat.
Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, sometimes you need, or I need someone to like, hello.
But we're a good team.
Yeah, super team
It's
actually.
just like a bonus that we do some similar things.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I love shooting, so whenever she needs work, then we can work on it together. And living in two different countries, it's the best possible job you can have.
Absolutely.
Slightly different question, but do you drink alcohol, Jon, or what's your relationship with alcohol? I don't drink alcohol at all. I've like been on and like for a bunch of years ago, I was 4 years where I didn't drink at all, and yeah, I liked it. And then I had a bit of alcohol, and then almost a year ago, I was like, no, you know what? I function better without. Yeah, I'm kind of like all or nothing.
All or nothing. But I've seen like the biggest change in a positive way after you quitting both ADHD and alcohol.
Yeah, I think so as well.
And it's better for your sleep, it's better for your calmness, much better.
Yeah, plus now whenever we go out or do anything, I can drive.
And I drink wine.
Yeah, wine with a nice dinner. Yeah, I can kind of miss that, but I think overall for me the benefits are bigger to avoid that.
One thing that really surprised you about the other person, what you didn't think of, and one thing that you have expected about the other person where you have been completely wrong.
You want to go first?
I did not expect your energy to match mine so well, because when I first went on our date, I was kind of expecting this all over the crazy energy, like building things and making everything happen, like go, go, go. And I am a bit more like, I'm a little bit introvert, a bit calm. I can also be much, but you have to get like the vibe, connecting. So I did not expect our connection to feel so safe and natural, and I didn't expect you to be so much like 100% better than on the vlogs. And you're very like charming on the vlogs. I think everyone.
But I think with the
likes
vlogs you bring more energy, but I can also really relax, I guess.
Yeah, but you're a very likable person, but even more in real life.
One thing that I was surprised about you. The only thing I'm surprised about is how exactly the same we are. I kind of didn't think you could meet a person where you're like, the biggest difference we have is like watching different TV shows. We don't like all the same TV shows. But besides that, we're like, there was something else. I mean, we're slightly different with the kids. I guess we have the same kind of mentality of the outcome, but doing it differently.
How do we do it differently so people get it?
I think, you're a bit more strict and direct.
Tough.
And I am naive enough to think that I can get to where I want to be with patience.
Yeah.
I'm taken after I've been better at being a bit more like.
Bit more disciplined.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
But a little bit of like.
No, but that's one of the benefits of living with someone that has their own kids, so that you kind of see different ways of doing things.
I give a lot of love, but I also give a lot of clear directions.
Yeah, my kids are very creative, which is a good thing. They play really well together, but their boundaries might be. Yeah, your kids have more boundaries. Like my kids can come up with a bit more things they should.
But you also have no problem with kids like on the floor painting, and I can get a bit anxious when I see like things, furniture.
I'm just thinking like learning creativity, doing all this, and then sure, it's gonna be hell for me later to clean it up. But so I think we have a good balance where we can get inspired by each other.
Yeah.
Which is for sure the case. This one's fun. Nette, name one thing that you changed in Jon's house drawings in the house in Stockholm.
The drawings.
I read that question. I was trying to think.
We've been going through it a lot of times. I've given a lot of input.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if anything. I mean, now we're also considering, instead of building 3 houses, instead of building 2 houses, actually start with 1, like a normal, sane person would do. So just building 500 square meters. And if we go with that plan, we kind of have to adjust a few plans. So we've been kind of looking a lot on that. Color of the wood, you have a very strong opinion of.
Yeah, I like it more walnut.
Yeah.
Instead of the lighter oak color. But it's not that I've gone in and changed so much.
No.
Really. No.
Again, we're pretty well in sync. Norwegian and Swedish is very similar, but do the kids have any struggles with the communication at times? Kanske jag först ska prata lite svenska så ni hör hur det låter, och sen kan Nette prata lite norska.
Jeg kan prate norsk, det er jo... Men vi finner ofte ut at det er noen ting vi er ulike på.
So, sounds very similar. Most 90% is the same.
No, but actually, there are kind of actually a lot of different words. Like, we are grown-ups, so we understand each other totally fine. But from the kids' perspective, there is a lot of words that just don't make sense.
No.
So, but
Edderkop is spider.
Yeah, spin. But the kids, they are learning so quickly.
Yeah, so
And
when...
Leon is saying so many Norwegian words. It's so funny.
Are you still sponsored by Red Bull? Yes, I still work with Red Bull. I mean, I'm one of their biggest consumers.
Absolutely.
No, but I still work with Red Bull. I don't have the hat on as much as I used to, but that's mainly because my head is so freaking large that I can't find any hats that fit. So it's not like I chose not to. It's just back in the day, Red Bull must have had more big-headed athletes because then they had more big hats. Now it's harder to find. But I like my Red Bull hat. It's like my identity.
Are you still involved with Senormal, and in what capacity?
I am not involved with Senormal anymore. There was a few press releases of that. But on the rest of every detail, I signed an NDA, so I'm not allowed to discuss anything more than that. But no, I'm not involved with that. But it was a super fun ride, and every part of life has its story.
Skiing or surfing? I know the answer.
I have skied more than I have surfed, so when I do get a wave, that will bring me more joy than when I get to ski. Because it's more, I haven't experienced it that much. So I'm sorry, ski fans, like catching a wave and not being cut on razor sharp reef. It's something I haven't experienced that much, so surfing is gonna
win this one.
What country location would you like to visit in the world? You go first.
Bora Bora.
Yeah, we're trying to work out a little honeymoon plan here, and let's just say Bora Bora is on the top of the list because it's like on the other side of the freaking planet.
You would never go there unless it's for like a honeymoon.
Yeah, and it's one of the few places that none of us have been in the past.
But what about you?
Island, the Azores, the island group, like kind of in the middle of the Atlantic, because there's a lot of history going on there, like potential Atlantic's connections.
For those of you who don't know, Jon is very, very interested in like history and
bigger
the world.
Yeah, the world.
Everything that's around.
Yeah, I like that stuff. How is Nette's relationship with Janni, as we've never really seen them together at the same time? Will Janni be coming to your wedding, or is it just kids invited? Well, they have been on the same vlog multiple times.
I feel like we mostly, when we have the kids, Janni has her kids' free time.
Yeah.
So we take a coffee here and there.
Yeah, whenever it's a kids exchange. So no, but it's not like you hate each other, which I think people might wonder, like, you know, an ex, like you hate the ex, but
no, we have no issues
no
at
beef.
all. No, but we're also not like hanging out, being best friends. We don't know each other that well, but it works super great.
In terms of the wedding, I think that's better to do with just kids. I think having exes on weddings
that's pretty not normal, I think.
Yeah, so I think we'll try and be semi-normal there.
Yeah. Okay, we have a Valentine's date pretty soon coming up.
Let's do 2 more, and then we'll have to do 2 more on another place.
Okay, but the one question I get a lot also is if we want to have more kids, if you see ourselves having a child in the future.
Of course, I would love to have another child with Nette, because she would be the greatest mother in the world. Wasn't that what I was
me holding a gun. It sounds like okay.
No, we were joking yesterday, and she was like, "You better say this." No, but we've been talking about it. We do have some challenges with kids in different countries. Well, let's say we didn't have those challenges, then yes, 100% easy peasy.
Yeah.
Now we have to kind of figure out how things would work. But it's, I think both of us, whenever we're around babies, it's not good for the easy planning part because we like babies.
I think we just don't have an answer to that.
No.
Like yet. It's not.
Do we want one? Yes.
I would really like one, but I also see.
It's pretty nice to sleep in on a Sunday when you don't have kids.
It's also very nice to have all the 4 kids, having vacation with them, having the best time and getting so tired, and then just like, just you and me can go and have a romantic something.
And that's the problem in life, that you can't get everything you want. No kids in 2025.
No.
Follow-up question. Are you planning to live together in Sweden or Norway or travel back and forth? And I think if you have an ex and kids in Norway and ex and kids in Sweden, the only solution is to go back and forth.
And I like it.
Yeah, it's actually, it actually gets better and better. I kind of almost thought that it would be more and more tiring, but in reality, I like it more and more.
We are spending a lot of time together. It's not like a long distance, oh, we barely see each other. It's like we are, I would say, like 22, 24 days a month together.
Yeah, and
24/7.
when we're together, we're like together. Like if you go to Oslo city to like do something,
Try on a wedding dress. You want to come?
I want to come. And I read some comments, oh God, you're so controlling, he has to come and do everything. It's like, no, I enjoy it. I don't want to see the wedding dress, but if I can see the ones that you're not picking, yeah, it's pretty fun. Yeah, we're really hanging out 24/7. Does Nette like it behind the camera? And does she motivate you to film more? 100%. Like there's so many vlogs I would never have done. Say we planned something and then a kid had a bad night or I had a bad night and I'm like dying and I like, fuck it, I'm not gonna vlog today. And then she's like, should we film this? I'm like, yes, absolutely. So a lot of the vlogs that we're putting out is thanks to the fact that she's so supportive with the whole concept. I mean, in Indonesia, there wouldn't really have been much content if you didn't remind me.
Good.
So yeah, super supportive and motivating. And then when it comes to being in front of the camera, I still prefer being behind the camera after 1100 vlogs. So sometimes it's fun to be in front of the camera, but sometimes I would love to be the filmer because you're like, I mean, I love filming, so maybe.
Yeah, you should clone yourself.
No, that's why we normally have Moaci, who's always helping out filming, doing everything, which is fantastic. But now he is in Stockholm, so that's why we're doing it like this. But now we have Valentine's Day, so we're going to continue this Q&A throughout the day in a couple more places. We will be right back on somewhere else. So this is why we had to cut the little Q&A short, because we had a reservation at Maemo. Do I pronounce that correct? Maemo.
Yeah.
Which is next level dining experience in Oslo. I figure we just had to show a little bit because it's not every day you get to eat at a place like this.
Okay, not sure what this means, but will you have a new Brabus G to match the boat?
You don't know what it means?
No. Brabus G? What's...
G-Wagon?
Oh, the Mercedes?
The Mercedes.
Okay.
I should have a G-Wagon to match the boat, I completely agree. But I'm also trying to simplify life a little bit, so I already have 2 cars, which is one too many, really. I'm trying to simplify.
How is it to drive from Sweden to Norway all of the time?
It is absolutely no problem. I love driving. If you haven't noticed by now in this vlog, I can just go and go and go and go forever. And I think now, even though I drive a lot, I used to drive even more when I was skiing. So prefer driving over flying. Flying would maybe be half an hour quicker. But here I throw my stuff in the car, put on a podcast, or get on a couple calls, and then whoosh, I'm here. And I kind of love just arriving straight. No like taxi to waiting to flying to taxi. I haven't actually flown a single time to Oslo.
No, you haven't. I have. And I preferred sitting in the passenger seat. I'm not driving, but I like the car more. Is it worth it?
Come on, I even know the guys on the gas station by now. So is it worth it? It's 100% worth it.
Okay, next question. And what's your favorite car to drive a lot? Like favorite ever car?
Like drive.
Yes, drive.
So funny enough, here's a very unexpected answer, but one of my favorite cars I ever owned to drive far and fast with was the Audi Q7 3.0 diesel.
What?
Not the highest performance, not the fastest, but that thing could just crush. Like when you have a bit of a higher car that's a bit softer. I did one drive from Austria somewhere, it was no snow, and I was like, I gotta go train, and then we drove straight to Yalo, and that was a good drive. Not the coolest car like that, but then I actually have to put the Rolls Royce up there.
Like, the Rolls Royce.
I mean, all these performance cars, they're great for like pushing and like doing all that, but the Rolls could really eat miles. Like it's quiet, silent, and the Rolls Royce will make you want to go much faster than the McLaren. because in the Rolls Royce you don't hear that you're going fast, whereas in the McLaren it's just obviously I love this monster as well, but I will admit that like 5 hours with this exhaust system, it's a little loud.
The Rolls was just like amazing.
But I have looked at a Cullinan. That's the SUV version of the Rolls Royce, but not yet.
So we just have to wait and see then.
Yeah, but now we're back home, so we're gonna go in and just rest for a second, because that was a lot of food. Nat even had more than me. I don't know how in the world he actually like. How many meals was it? 20 or courses?
I think maybe 15.
15 courses, and then we all get the same.
No, but I had so much wine and I had so much more food than
And
you
more
had.
cinnamon buns at the end. And I'm full.
Me too.
Fantastic midday break.
Best in Oslo, I have to say. Like, best. We are back at home.
We are back, and we did decide that we are gonna go hit the spa, the well just over here, like mega super duper spa. But we do have a couple questions left. I saw it was mostly June questions, so we're gonna be more efficient. Plus, like, I realized when you're doing couples Q&A, it's a bit difficult. Like, it's not that easy. So we're gonna bang away the last two like this.
Okay, the first one is, may I have a link to your sofa at home? Lovely velvety retro vibes.
Yes, absolutely. I'll put a link in the description of the sofa. And Moaci, we can bang in a picture there so we see what it looks like. Feel free design. And I actually got a text from Marcus Valeur today. He's like, dude, I need that same sofa. Is it good? And yeah, fantastic. So we need a new sofa here as well.
Yes.
So yeah, there you have it in the description.
Did you expect the backlash you got with the Akka stuff?
Actually, not whatsoever. I was like, wait, what is going on? So that was an interesting learning experience. I still don't think all the people given all the backlash kind of understood the whole concept, but I can't try to convince everybody. But we are, so wait, no, I'm not allowed to announce what our first investment, but you can check it out on Instagram, where we as Akka members made our first investment, coming out tomorrow. The amount of interesting, awesome people I met through Akka, like I personally invested a lot of my money with people I met through Akka. So the networking aspect is something that it's very hard to come by. Look into it if you haven't, and if you don't like it, that's fine. I stand 100% behind it, and the amount of things that are coming up in the next few months are interesting, to say the least.
Next question. How often do you talk to Hans?
I'd say we talk maybe once a week. Sometimes a lot, sometimes less, but let's say on average once a week. Because we're both pretty busy now that he's got 2 little kids, I've got 2 little kids, and busy life.
Where will you be getting married? Not exactly, but what city? Why? Who chose where you will get married?
So where we will get married, like we started, because when I proposed, I was like, we're doing it within a year, because I think that's what you should do. Tradition. And then we started just quickly looking around, and you showed me this castle in France, and I was like, yeah, well, I mean, obviously a dream, but let's be realistic. And then we started looking around and looked at all different versions, Sweden, Norway, everywhere, like the Riviera, and then somehow we got back to that castle, and it was actually the very first option we looked at was what we ended up going with. So it's in France, kick-ass castle, but you'll have to wait for a little more info on that. But we kind of lost it officially, like with the wedding. Like me and Nette we're dreamers. You know, we went step by step. Not like let's set a budget. It's like let's try around there. But then you go step by step, like cake, flowers, and we look at each other like, but we have to have it. We have to have it.
I know, it's so easy planning a wedding with you. Because you're the same like me.
Yeah, but we're gonna have it. Will be an overkill wedding. Let's put it that way. We're equally responsible for the outcome.
Does your passion to skiing end? We don't see you ski anymore. Maybe with the kids a little, but that's about it.
I mean, even though I said I surfing in my world beats skiing. I love skiing, but I love seeing my kids smile when they ski more than I love skiing. But also I think by putting in the time with them, really like not putting them in the kids slope and then going skiing, but spending the whole day with them, I think that means that they're going to be better sooner, and then very soon we're going to be able to experience all that skiing has to offer together. So the love, no, not gone, just focusing it on the kids.
Yeah, it's a time and place for everything.
Yeah, and I skied enough for 7 lifetimes, so I have no FOMO. Even if it's a beautiful powder day, I can go and ski with the kids, be completely present, not stressed, and I love that fact.
Okay, not really a question, but I feel like you were struggling a little with vlogs for a year, but now it seems like you're on the right track as it starts to feel natural again and not forced.
Yeah, I think when you've done 1,100 vlogs and our whole kind of vlog theme was doing a bit too much of everything, you kind of get a lot of pressure, or you build a lot of pressure on yourself, and then you start to really not know what to do. But then I think after Lombok, when we just like, hey, let's film a bit, and then we put together a bunch of vlogs from there, that kind of kickstarted the idea with, you know what, we're gonna film, we're gonna have fun with it, we're not gonna stress. Now, some vlogs might not be all that I want them to be, but I think by liking it, we're gonna capture a lot of fun times, fun moments. So if you think some are boring, it's because now we film and we just go with the flow. More natural, and then if it's fun, I think it's gonna be good.
And trying to not be like the perfectionist.
I know, it's very difficult.
I know.
But now we still bought the red, so now we're gonna try and step it up, because if you like what you're doing, usually it tends to be good in the end.
That's all of the questions for now.
I think that should be sufficient for the first Q&A in a long time. I tried to get all the questions, but I don't think we managed to get all of them in there. But now, spa time, so this goes in the computer and then goes off to Moaci, hopefully uploaded on YouTube. And I hope you guys liked it, and let me know if anything you're still wondering about in the questions, and I'll try to reply in the comments. But now we gotta get going, because we're going to the spa. We're doing full Valentine's weekend.
Valentine's weekend.
Over now.
Thank you.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
And wait, should we? Well, I guess it wouldn't be that fun. But back in the day, we used to always say goodbye in the country we were in. So I guess being in Norway, we should say ha det.
Ha det
Ha
bra.
det. Ses på nästa vlogg då.
Ses
Kjempegøy.
snart. Hej då. Ha det.